Welcome to this presentation presented by Free Range Productions and Global Voice Network. This is a roundtable discussion featuring Gail of Gaia from Free Range with Gail of Gaia, Paul Beener from Global Voice Network, and Dean Chambers. Three good friends with a combined total of almost a century of experience researching and uncovering truth. We just get together and chit-chat and chew the fat. And now you're invited. Welcome to the program. Welcome to the Think Tank. Hi, welcome to the Think Tank. This is Paul, and oh wow, okay, I got the wrong screen up. Okay, people don't like it when I talk to myself. When I don't think. Well, okay. All right. Okay, Dean. Wait a minute. I had you guys muted, so all right. Dean, hi, how you doing?
Hi, Gail. How are you doing? Oh, hi, Paul.
Hi. Oh, let's ring around the rosy here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. For the last Think Tank show, I talked to Gail first, and I neglected to mention Dean. And this week, we're just like, we do one and the other, and all that.
Good job, Paul. Good job.
Yeah. Okay. For sure. Okay, we got the censored platforms up. So this is the broadly entertaining portion of today's show. How are you doing, Dean?
I'm doing quite well. I feel a little heavy, but I'm doing quite well. How about yourself?
I've been hearing people feeling heavy and like feeling lethargic and things like that. The only thing that I can attribute that to is the increase in the frequency of the Schumann resonance, and it's a little bit above where people are resonating. They haven't aligned with it yet, so they're kind of like disharmonious with the vibrations of the earth, but they are rising to the Schumann frequency. So I'm thinking this is a temporary thing. What do you think?
I think we should all sing Kumbaya together. Just hold hands.
Kumbaya, my lord. No, you don't want me to sing. I'm telling you, you don't want me to. Gail, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Just listening to you guys.
Okay, well, I didn't know.
Sounds like you're a little feisty today.
I didn't know Dean was going to drop the bomb because I talked to you last week and not him.
But you just didn't. You should have just told him. You just didn't get a chance to get to him. You were coming to him.
Well, yeah, I was, but why split hairs?
It's over with. She said, "Hi, Gail," and then the show went on, and I was like, "Okay, I'm sitting here."
Yeah, well, okay, I didn't have a chance to get to you yet.
Gail is much more attractive than I am, so I don't.
Well, we're not even on camera, so what has nothing to do with any of it?
Yeah, the only thing they can see is Gail's thumbnail right now. So, anyway.
And yours as well.
Well, yeah.
And Dean's as well.
Yeah, I guess. I suppose. All right. We've been hearing a lot of fun things about Kasara, and we can talk about that. That's innocuous, right?
I think so.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Well, there are so many people that are, I've been on other shows, and there is someone that denies that vehemently, and I won't mention names, but I don't agree with it. And from the indicators from what Putin has said, and I don't think he's a liar, even though they try to, everything is, Russian propaganda, which is total BS. He said it's in effect, and I've heard that from other sources as well. So, and we're the last to go, so don't expect it, right here, right away, as quickly as it is there. But I don't think it'll be much further down the road. But we're last.
So. Yeah,
I think you're right. Have you heard about the banks closing down here, you guys?
No, I hadn't heard anything about that until you mentioned it.
I heard some banks are closing. I heard It was funny though. I was in a bank not just the other day. I was going to open an account and they didn't want to, and I think they're one of the ones that'll be going down. But Wells Fargo is supposed to not go down. But anyway, that was not a pleasant experience. And I asked him, "Do you know? Have you guys been trained in the quantum financial system?" He goes, looks at me and goes, "No, what's that?" And I said,
Yeah. Yeah.
"Well, why don't you go ahead and Google it?"
Yeah, no
Or
kidding.
We're going to have
What-
to stop giving credit to Google so much. But,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
that's
no,
what
yeah.
everybody says.
That's what I say too. I say Google it. I mean, we're just like trained to say that. A
Yeah.
lot of banks, I've seen a lot of people putting up, well, this bank is closed. They're closed for, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. And then I don't see it being a long-term thing, a day or two. But I'm getting that we're getting out of the petrodollar, we're getting out of the fiat promissory note of America, and we already see indicators of that in Russia and India and China because they're paying for oil with rupees. They're paying
Yeah,
it
it
with
says they're saying the fiat dollar no longer is going to be used in international trade after March 18th, and we're past March 18th. So
that's a
what's
really
happening?
good thing because we really need to put that in the fire and stop letting the reserve print up trillions more dollars that's worthless.
Yeah.
And they're taking the lead, kind of. China and Russia are taking the lead, and so is India. The other one is BRICS, BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They're all stepping up to the plate, and they're saying, we are going to do money that's backed by gold and silver and other precious metals, they said.
What's happened to anyone in the past, any other country that had done anything of that nature, they killed the leaders.
Yeah. This is for all the money. All right, hold on. Yeah.
Mute yourself.
Somebody's got someone knocking at the door, probably neighbor kids wanting a sucker.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's a good thing I have neighbor kids, but they don't know that I have suckers. They do now if they listen to this show, but I don't think they do.
She went out of her mind. Somebody was gunning their engine next door.
Oh, yeah.
For those people who don't know, I live in a trailer park.
It's
called
live
Hillbilly Hill Poison Park. I call it the
So
psych
you're
ward.
trailer trash, Dean.
No.
Absolutely. I know I am. I really am, and I say that proudly.
Been there, done that.
I have been there. I have done that. I have a dirty T-shirt on. I have dirty jeans. I wasn't care.
Now you're going to give people a bad name who live in trailer parks. They're not necessarily.
No.
He lives in an exclusive RV community.
Yeah, somebody shot our sign the other day because we haven't had internet for 2 weeks. 2 months. I think that brain bubble kind of drifted over here, Paul. We haven't had internet in 2 months. Well, you live out in the wild. They say they're doing the best they can. I'm going like,
well,
we had internet for 2 years before you changed it, but I digress. But this is all generic information, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who the hell cares?
Can I say something now?
Oh, please. Sorry, Gail.
Oh, now
Sorry.
I forgot what I said. No, not really. I was just saying, I know that they provide your Wi-Fi, but I've been having internet problems myself, and I pay for my internet. It costs me almost $90 a month.
Yeah.
And I'm having
that's
issues.
Crazy. That's crazy.
That's
I'm having
madness.
issues. And and it's not easy to do either. So I'm behind.
They should have a tech out at your place, and you just duct tape him to the telephone pole. So
yeah, duct tape the bastard right to the telephone pole. Yeah, let's do that.
Hey, my internet's
Fix it
not
or
working.
else.
I'm on it.
Okay.
Fix it or else. So,
Yeah,
I've
that's
got
right.
my duct tape handy.
Right. Okay.
Listen, I got to use the bathroom, please.
Yeah, no kidding.
Not until I've got solid internet. You're not.
Okay. Well, we were wondering if we were going to talk about this. This is reasonably innocuous, and we can do it at the beginning of the show. There's this Biden child porn shock thing going around. Well, let me give you a little bit of backstory on this. This was not front page news in Australia, and it was not recent. It was in October of 2020, prior to the election, and it was on one of the inside pages of an Australian tabloid, the Daily Telegraph. Okay, it was not front page news. It was not a headline, and it is old news. It was from 2020.
It's not old news, though, in my opinion, because most people aren't aware of it. It came out in Australia. You don't see anything like that here in the United States.
Well,
And I
okay,
was told it
that's
is authentic. It really was in a paper. Maybe it wasn't front page, but it was in an authentic paper.
okay, but I hadn't
So,
gotten to the juicy part yet. The juicy
great.
part is that from other intel that we've gotten, we believe that this story is absolutely true, though it wasn't front page news. It was published in a paper, albeit a tabloid. And we also have intel that says that Biden, along with Harris and Hillary and Bill and any number of others, are already dead. So they've already paid for their crimes.
Yeah, that's really the bottom line here. They have been executed.
However,
but people don't know that. We keep saying that,
And-
but people don't know that, and we can't verify it to them until they do the EBS and the military tribunals.
right.
So it is rather problematic because if they, well, I heard on Friday, I think it was, or the 19th, the police were totally surrounding the Biden's home.
Hmm.
Did you hear that one?
They lie about everything, so they got to sensationalize everything.
Are
Who's
you
the
saying
guy
that
that's
didn't
flick-
happen?
No, I didn't say it didn't happen. No, they got to carry the narrative along.
Yeah.
They got to have, like you said, they got to make people believe that there is a Biden. Who is it? James Wood with a mask on, a prosthetic mask. That's the guy that keeps saying he should get an Oscar because he's been playing the part so well.
I love
I don't
James
know
Woods.
that
He's
definitive-
good.
Oh, I like him too. Is
Yeah.
that what you heard, Gail, or did you hear that?
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
playing?
I've heard that. Yeah,
I've heard that
but-
that James Woods is the most likely, the most
Yes,
likely
that's correct.
suspect.
What's his name did some of it too. What's that comedian guy?
Carrey?
Especially falling. Yeah.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
Jim,
he did. Especially the part where he was tripping down the stairs. Remember that? He was going up into the
Yeah.
plane and he like
He's
3
going up
times.
This is so you
I see-
couldn't get, you got a guy acting like a buffoon who's supposed to be the most powerful
He's an
leader in the world.
embarrassment. He's an embarrassment and a disgrace to the American people on an international basis. I mean, it is downright. Did you get that little clip I sent by any chance?
yeah,
The one,
yeah.
yeah. One of the things that I think is important, like about the child porn thing there, the reason why that's important is people have to realize that these guys were executed for very legitimate reasons, and wait until you find out and everybody finds out why this happened. They're going to be in shock over what these people did and have done and are.
Mm-hmm.
Horrific was the word.
Yes.
Yeah,
These
absolutely
were some
horrific.
real sick puppies. And talking about puppies, did you see that picture they had? Obama's puppy was at one of their little sex parties.
Really?
Oh my God. You know what else I heard? I heard that Biden in the last, or I guess since he's been in, has gone through like 11 dogs. What is he doing to them?
God only knows. Oh, I don't.
I haven't
Jeez.
heard that, but that
I'll
does
have-
conjure some
I'll have to find the source on that. I don't have it right in front of me, but I read it this morning and I went, "Holy smokes! I don't believe this. It's
Well,
unbelievable."
that's shock value. That's shock value too, because we know Biden was already executed for those horrible crimes. He and Hunter and Hillary of what they've done to children. The detectives that were looking at the laptop, what did they say? A couple of them went out and got sick.
Yep.
They couldn't believe how degenerate these people were. And I'm sure that being detectives, they've seen a lot of stuff, but
And then they
people,
said they were going to let it be known. And haven't just about all of them been killed?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. More stuff we can talk about on all platforms. Yes, I did get the video about Kamala
funny.
and Pelosi, and you guys are gonna love this one. Check this out.
Oh, I did see that one. Yeah. Pelosi is such an airhead.
Yes, he'd be replaced by Harris. But next in
Beyond,
line for the leadership hierarchy
double
is the
speak.
Speaker of the House of
She
Representatives,
couldn't even
Nancy Pelosi, who's what,
conjugate
81
a
or something.
sentence.
Can you explain to me what Nancy Pelosi, with her even with the help of her amazing arm movements, which are just so distracting?
I thought we were always muted.
No, not when the video is playing. Okay.
It always has been in the past.
It has been in the past, but I thought you guys wanted to hear it. Do you guys not want to hear it so you can't comment on it?
Well, you got to tell us these things ahead of time. Okay, yeah, I want to hear it. But then let us know that we're not muted.
Well,
Anyway.
no. Okay, now I got to go back to the beginning and get rid of that. All right. Well, you guys might as well talk for a minute so I get audio levels set
now
up.
we can talk.
Yeah, you might as well
Oh, good
talk for a
heavens.
minute while I get audio levels set up because, geez. Okay, there we go. Now we got
This
it.
woman was stellar too on her comments. She was just stellar.
Yeah. Okay. Are you guys ready now?
I'm ready, Paul. We've been ready.
Okay.
Roll the tape.
Okay.
If Biden can't go on, yes, he'd be replaced by Harris. But next in line for the leadership hierarchy is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi, who's, 81 or something. Can you explain to me what Nancy Pelosi, with her even with the help of her amazing arm movements, which are just so distracting, what she's actually saying in this briefing to journalists last week?
We're sending stuff over to the Senate. Well, most of the product that we've done is
It's very choppy.
except now we may have added
And
in the
no
last day
audio.
or so. And some of what we added is Senate to the bill, like a hearing. Bernie doesn't like hearing. Excuse me. Bernie loves hearing. Manchin doesn't want hearing in the bill and all that stuff. So some is Senate oriented, and then we had the family medical need. We figured if they're putting things in, then we can put something in, even if Manchin doesn't like it. So, so we are getting some bird and privilege. I think mostly we're getting privilege scrub, because privilege scrub is deadly to a bill. Birdable is important. It's you have to take it out, but privilege violation can take you out.
That's just hypnotic, Daisy. America's got 330 million people. It ends up with Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Nancy Pelosi, 1, 2, 3 in the leadership. Explain this.
Oh my God, I know. I mean, with so many people, those are the best three they can come up with. And the hilarious thing, Andrew, look what they said about the previous administration. They said that Trump was horrible and that he was crazy and that he was racist and that he was a terrible leader. And he said all of these awful things, and they peddled just complete fake news and fake stories about him. They promised that they would do better and they would be the adults in the room and everything would be just normal and lovely when they got into power. And now they've got into power, and rather than improve moving on Trump. You've got a president who is completely off with the pixies. You've got a vice president who the very best thing about her is that she can do a bad French accent. And given that clip of Nancy Pelosi, you have a Speaker of the House who apparently doesn't know her Arthur from her Martha.
Okay, what do you guys think of that?
I couldn't hear a
there
thing.
was no, I couldn't hear a thing, and it was very choppy.
You couldn't hear a
It
thing.
froze every 2 seconds. He lifted his hand and he was frozen there. She blinked her eye. She was frozen there. Next thing, Pelosi was up. There was no audio at all throughout the whole thing.
Weird. Really weird.
Yeah, but the people saw the audio though, or heard the audio though,
Yes,
right?
they did. Yeah, the people
Okay,
heard it.
that's what matters. I've seen it before, so I know basically
So
what it's
have I.
about. And when Nancy Pelosi talks, she doesn't make a bit of sense anyway.
No.
I mean, it's like chop talk. Here, she starts saying one thing and then she jumps over to something else, and none of it makes sense. It's totally incoherent.
Incoherent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
as far
But
as
that's who's on the world stage representing America. Doesn't that make you just feel proud?
okay, these are the top three. Okay, you got Biden, you got Harrison, you got Pelosi. Those are the three power positions in the United States. Not
yeah, but
one
it's a game.
of them.
It's a game. It's a game. My position is the good guys are in charge of all these buffoons. They would not allow it to go forward. People are so asleep that they have to go like, this can't be possibly correct.
Yeah.
They're doing the most ridiculous things, saying the most ridiculous things, and people got to go, well, hey, Martha, she ain't making none sense here now. And that's pretty much, I think, what they're trying to do, and they're doing a good job of it.
Mhm. It'll be an even better job, though, I think, when they finally do the EBS and the military tribunals. I'm getting kind of tired of waiting for that.
They have been doing
I
tribunals. They have been doing tribunals for quite a
I
while.
know, but I mean on TV is what I'm talking about. They're supposed to be recording them, and they're supposed to put them up after the EBS so people know what is going on. And that's what I'm waiting for, and I hope it's not that far off.
Yeah, I agree
Okay.
with you. I'm equally as impatient.
Well,
Poopy or
actually,
get off the pot.
yeah, and it's not like we haven't already been patient, in my opinion. We've been pretty patient, I think. People are still dying from the, you know what, and-
We're not going there. Not for another 5 minutes.
Okay, well, I didn't say
We've been on like for a half hour. How long are you going to be doing this, Paul?
We're just, it's, we're at 24:43. I figured to give it a few more minutes and then we drop the censored platforms off and do it kind of silently. So everybody go to the descriptions, grab the other links to Rumble, DLive, Twitter, or Twitch, and all that, and go there because within
I'm so
5 minutes
glad
we're
you-
switching.
I'm so glad you stopped me because I completely forgot about that. I'm so used to just being able to speak and
Yeah.
freely, like we're supposed to be able to do in America,
Yeah,
the land
right.
of the free and the home of the. I don't know about that brave thing.
No, it's the home of the enslaved.
Yes.
Not for long.
Well, that pretty much the entire Earth pretty much, qualified for that. Like before, the whole prison planet deal.
But here's one of the things that I think about sometimes is in America, people have had to work. Families, probably 2 jobs. Usually, both people had to work in order to make ends meet and things like that. And so, let's face it. By the time people get home, make something to eat, finish eating, clean up the dishes, go sit down in front of the TV because you're tired. You want to just relax and unwind from work, from eating the whole 9 yards. And then they sit in front of the TV and get brainwashed by technology that never should have been allowed in the first place because it is a mind control technology. And there are patents on it. If anybody doesn't believe me, do some research. You can find that out. But it's why I think there are Europeans that go, what the heck's the matter with Americans? Can't they see what's going on? They don't. No, our mass media lies to us completely. Our TVs are if you're watching it, you're being mind controlled without your knowledge because of the flicker rates and the hertz and so on that's being put out, that subliminal messages
Subliminals.
and so on.
Right.
Yeah,
That's right.
it's a nightmare, and that's why so many people are still sleeping, and that's why I think it's absolutely critical that the media gets I think it's already getting infiltrated, of course, but it needs to come down totally, and people need to know the truth of
Yeah.
what's been going on for their entire lifetime and that of their generations before them.
That's why there's the huge push for LED TVs. They like to say that the LED TVs use less energy than either LCD or plasma screens. And that may be true to an extent. But the principal reason why they went to LED TVs is LEDs function at the speed of light. So it's much easier to do a subliminal message on an LED screen that actually gets picked up by the subconscious than it is on a plasma screen or an LCD screen or a CRT. So that's why the push to go digital and to go to the LED TV.
Yeah, you know what that reminds me of? I mean, it's a little different, but it reminds me of the light bulbs that we buy. We used to have these incandescent light bulbs, which were just fine. Then they came out with these LED or these
Compact
circular
ones,
ones,
yeah.
whatever they call it. Yeah, and it's the ones with the circles around it. But I tell you what, if you break one of those, the mercury fumes that come out of there, you better run.
Yeah.
And they're emitting just while they're lit. So they're harmful just to use them, where the incandescent didn't have that problem.
Okay, Gail, kill your censored platforms.
Okay.
So yeah, it's the whole compact fluorescent thing, and now the LED bulbs. Have you ever tried to put a LED bulb on a plant? It burns the leaves. It's not.
Well,